You're losing $3,336 per year to subscriptions you forgot exist. That money isn't just disappearing into thin air, it's actively stealing your financial future. Over 30 years, that's $313,939 vanishing from what should be your retirement fund. Right now, money that could buy you actual financial freedom is paying for streaming services you haven't opened in months, software you've never used, and gym memberships collecting digital dust. Here's what's going to change that. I'm going to show you the exact 2-hour audit system that stops this wealth hemorrhaging forever. No complicated spreadsheets, no financial advisor fees, just a systematic approach that puts that money back where it belongs, building your future instead of padding corporate profits. The numbers behind subscription blindness will make you sick. The average person carries 12 active subscriptions but can only name 6 of them. Think about that for a second. You're paying for 6 mystery charges every single month, and your brain has been trained to ignore them completely. This isn't an accident. Between 2015 and 2025, monthly subscription spending exploded from $79 to $273 per person. That's a 245% increase in just 10 years. Your income didn't triple in that time, but somehow these charges did. The subscription economy didn't grow because it provides more value. It grew because it perfected the art of invisible wealth extraction. What you're experiencing isn't a memory problem. It's subscription blindness, a psychological condition where your brain stops recognizing recurring charges as real spending. When you swipe your card for a $200 dinner, it hurts. When $12.99 disappears from your account automatically, your brain doesn't even register the transaction. Companies have weaponized this blind spot. They know that once a charge becomes automatic, it becomes invisible. They've built entire business models around your psychological inability to track recurring expenses. The subscription model isn't convenient for you, it's convenient for them. Here's the math that should terrify you into action. That average $273 monthly subscription bill compounds into real wealth destruction. Invested in a basic index fund returning 7% annually, that same $273 per month becomes $685,000 over 30 years. You're not just spending money on subscriptions, you're trading generational wealth for temporary convenience. Let me break down exactly how this wealth extraction system operates across 5 specific categories. Each one uses different psychological triggers to separate you from your money, and understanding their tactics is the first step to breaking free. Forgotten trials represent the most predatory category. Companies offer free trials knowing that 42% of people forget to cancel before the billing kicks in. The average forgotten trial costs $12.99 per month, which means you're paying $115.88 annually for services you never intended to purchase. I've seen people discover Adobe Creative Suite subscriptions they signed up for 3 years ago for a single project. That's $467.24 down the drain for software they use once. The psychology here is brilliant and evil. They require your credit card for the free trial, then make the cancellation process just difficult enough that you'll procrastinate. By the time you remember, you've already been charged, and the sunk cost fallacy kicks in. You think, well, I'm already paying for it, might as well keep it another month. That month becomes a year, then 2 years, then a permanent drain on your wealth. Convenience. Creep subscriptions promise to simplify your life but end up complicating your finances. Meal kit services that seem brilliant at sign up now deliver ingredients you don't cook. Grocery delivery services with monthly fees on top of inflated prices and tips. Laundry pickup services you use twice before deciding you'd rather do it yourself. The meal kit industry alone has mastered this extraction method. Blue Apron, HelloFresh, and their competitors charge an average of $60 per week for 3 meals. That's $3 over $20 annually, money that could buy groceries for 6 months if you shop normally. But they've convinced you that convenience is worth a 300% markup. The real kicker? Most people end up ordering takeout anyway because they're too tired to cook the meal kit ingredients. Delivery service subscriptions stack on top of each other until you're paying multiple companies to bring you the same products. Amazon Prime, Walmart Plus, Target Circle, DoorDash Pass. Each one promises free delivery, but you're paying $15 to $20 monthly for each free service. Add them up and you're spending $900 annually on delivery fees for purchases you could have made in person. Entertainment Stack subscriptions have exploded from a reasonable $95 annually in 2015 to an insane $1,308 annually in 2025. Netflix started this avalanche when they proved people would pay monthly for content access. Now every media company wants their own subscription service, and you're caught in the crossfire. The average household now pays for Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV Plus, Paramount Plus, and Peacock. That's 8 streaming services at roughly $12 each, totaling $96 monthly or $152 annually. Add Spotify Premium, YouTube Premium, and a couple of gaming subscriptions subscriptions, and you're easily over $1,300 per year. Here's the insanity. You're paying for more content than you could consume in 3 lifetimes, but you still complain there's nothing to watch. You're not paying for entertainment. You're paying for the illusion of choice. Meanwhile, that $1,300 invested annually at 7% returns becomes $175,000 over 30 years. You're trading a house down payment for the privilege of scrolling through endless content menus. Productivity paradox. Subscriptions promise efficiency but deliver complexity. Software companies convinced you that cloud-based tools would make you more productive, but now you're juggling subscriptions for project management, note-taking, file storage, email marketing, social media scheduling, and design tools. Each one costs $10 to $50 monthly, and none of them talk to each other properly. Notion, Asana, Slack, Dropbox, Canva Pro, MailChimp, Buffer, Grammarly Premium. The productivity stack for a typical professional now costs $300 to $500 monthly. That's $3,600 to $6,000 annually for tools that supposedly make you more efficient. But here's the productivity paradox. You spend more time managing your productivity subscriptions than actually being productive. The worst part, most of these tools have free alternatives that work just as well. Google Workspace provides 90% of what you need for a fraction of the cost. But companies have convinced you that paying more means getting more, when it usually means getting overwhelmed by features you'll never use. Lifestyle inflation subscriptions target your aspirational identity. Gym memberships you use twice per year. Beauty boxes filled with products you don't need. Hobby subscriptions for interests you've abandoned. Wine clubs delivering bottles you don't drink. These subscriptions don't serve your current lifestyle. They serve the person you thought you'd become when you signed up. The gym membership is the classic example. Americans spend $35 billion annually on gym memberships, but 67% of people never use them. That's $23 billion per year paid for good intentions rather than actual fitness. At $50 monthly, that unused gym membership costs $600 annually, money that could fund a home gym setup that you'd actually use. Beauty boxes like Birchbox and Ipsy charge $10 to $25 monthly to send you sample-sized products you'll never finish. Over a year, that's $100 to $300 for cosmetics drawer clutter. The psychology is addictive. Each box feels like a gift to yourself, but you're paying for that gift 12 times per year. The compound cost calculation reveals the true wealth destruction. Take a moderate subscription load, $50 for streaming, $30 for software, $25 for delivery services, $50 for gym, $20 for beauty box, and $25 for various trials you forgot to cancel. That's $200 monthly or $400 annually. Invested at 7% returns, that becomes $602,000 over 30 years. You're not just spending money on subscriptions, you're sacrificing financial independence for temporary convenience. This isn't about depriving yourself of everything you enjoy. It's about recognizing that subscription companies have hijacked your wealth, building years through psychological manipulation and invisible extraction. Every dollar they take automatically is a dollar that can't compound into your financial freedom. Now, here's where we stop the bleeding. I'm going to walk you through the exact system that recovers your stolen wealth in just 2 hours. This isn't theory, it's the same methodology I used to find $247 in monthly subscriptions I'd forgotten about, and it's worked for thousands of people who've applied it systematically. The beauty of this system is its simplicity. You don't need financial software, complicated tracking apps, or accounting expertise. You need 2 hours, a spreadsheet, and the willingness to face the truth about where your money goes every month. Start by downloading the last 3 months of bank and credit card statements. Don't just look at 1 month. Subscription charges can be monthly, quarterly, or annual, and some companies deliberately stagger billing dates to avoid detection. Create a simple spreadsheet with 5 columns: company name, amount, billing frequency, last used, and action. Now comes the detective work. Scan every single transaction under $100. Subscriptions hide in this range because they're designed to stay below your mental spending threshold. Look for recurring charges with the same amount and company name. Netflix is obvious, but watch for charges from companies you don't recognize. Subscriptions often appear under parent company names or billing processors. That $999 charge from AMZN Digital might be an Amazon Prime Video channel you added and forgot about. Pay special attention to charges ending in 99 or 995. Companies use psychological pricing to make subscriptions feel cheaper, but these odd amounts are red flags for recurring services. A $12.99 charge is almost certainly a subscription. Here's where most people make a critical mistake. They recognize a subscription and immediately assume they need it. Don't make that judgment yet. Just document everything. Your goal in hour 1 is complete discovery, not decision-making. Use your phone to search for every company name you don't immediately recognize. Many subscription services operate under different billing names than their marketing name. SQCA Cash app is Cash App subscription service. PayPal Spotify is your Spotify premium charge processed through PayPal. Check your email for subscription confirmations. Search your inbox for terms like subscription, recurring, monthly, annual, and auto-renew. Companies are legally required to send billing notifications, but they often use subject lines designed to avoid your attention. Look for emails from companies that match your mysterious bank charges. Don't forget about annual subscriptions. These hurt the most because they hit your account with large charges you've completely forgotten about. Adobe Creative Suite at $599 annually. Microsoft Office at $99 annually. Amazon Prime at $139 annually. These charges can devastate your monthly budget when they hit unexpectedly. Now comes the systematic elimination phase. Open your 3-column spreadsheet and start making ruthless decisions. Keep, cancel, or downgrade. Apply the 90-day usage rule to every subscription. If you haven't used a service in the last 90 days, cancel it immediately. No exceptions. No, but I might need it someday. Rationalizations. If you haven't needed it in 3 months, you don't need it. For services you have used, ask the hard question, does this subscription provide value equal to its cost? A $15 monthly Netflix subscription that you use 3 times per week might be worth keeping. A $50 monthly meal kit service that you use once per month is clearly wasteful. Start with the easiest cancellations first. Log into each service's website and look for account settings or billing information. Most legitimate services make cancellation reasonably straightforward through their website. If you can't find a cancellation option within 2 minutes of looking, that's a red flag. The company is using dark patterns to prevent you from leaving. For services that require phone calls to cancel, prepare scripts that cut through their retention tactics. Here's what works. I need to cancel my subscription immediately. Please don't offer me discounts or alternative plans. Just cancel the service and confirm the cancellation date. Companies train their customer service representatives to use specific retention techniques. They'll offer you discounts, free months, or downgrades to cheaper plans. These aren't generous gestures. They're calculated attempts to keep extracting money from you. Stay firm and repeat your cancellation request. Document every cancellation immediately. Note the cancellation date, confirmation number, and final billing date. Companies sometimes forget to process cancellations or continue billing after you've canceled. Having documentation protects you from these convenient mistakes. For annual subscriptions you're locked into, set calendar reminders for 30 days before renewal. This gives you time to evaluate whether you'll actually use the service in the coming year. Don't let another annual charge surprise you. Handle family subscriptions carefully. If you're sharing Netflix or Spotify with family members, coordinate the cancellation to avoid disrupting others. Sometimes splitting one family plan is cheaper than everyone maintaining individual subscriptions. The psychological tricks companies use become obvious once you know what to look for. Difficult to find cancellation buttons, multiple confirmation pages, and "Are you sure?" prompts are all designed to create friction and make you give up. Push through this manufactured difficulty. Your financial freedom depends on it. By the end of hour 2, you should have a clear list of canceled subscriptions and their monthly savings. Most people discover they've been paying for $150 to $300 in forgotten or unused subscriptions. That's real money that can now serve your actual financial goals instead of corporate profit margins. Here's where the real transformation happens. You just recovered $200 to $300 monthly from your subscription audit, but if you don't immediately redirect this money, it'll disappear into lifestyle inflation within weeks. Your brain will find new ways to spend that recovered cash, and you'll be right back where you started. The key is making wealth building as automatic as your subscriptions were. Companies made it effortless to extract money from you. Now we're going to make it effortless to build your financial future. Set up automatic transfers the same day you complete your cancellation spree. Don't wait until next month or next paycheck. Log into your bank account right now and create an automatic transfer from checking to savings for the exact amount you just recovered. If you canceled $247 in monthly subscriptions, set up a $247 automatic transfer on the same day those charges used to hit your account. But don't stop at a savings account earning 0.5% interest. That recovered money needs to work as hard as you did to find it. Passive. Open a brokerage account and direct those funds into low-cost index funds that historically return 7-10% annually. Here's the math that will change your perspective on money forever. That $200 monthly subscription money you just recovered becomes $685,000 over 30 years when invested at 7% returns. The S&P 500 index fund is your simplest wealth-building vehicle. It requires no stock-picking expertise, no market timing, and no constant monitoring. You invest the same amount monthly regardless of market conditions, and time does the heavy lifting. Companies like Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab offer index funds with expense ratios under 0.1%, meaning you keep nearly all the returns. Set up your investment allocation to mirror your subscription cancellation schedule. If Netflix charged you on the 15th, invest that money on the 15th. If Spotify charged on the 3rd, invest on the 3rd. This psychological trick reinforces the connection between subscription elimination and wealth building. The identity shift from consumer to investor happens gradually. Then, suddenly, for years, you identified as someone who needed convenience, entertainment, and productivity tools delivered through monthly subscriptions. Now you're becoming someone who values financial independence over temporary convenience. This isn't about living like a monk or depriving yourself of everything enjoyable. It's about recognizing that every subscription dollar you redirect becomes multiple dollars of future wealth. You're not sacrificing today's comfort for tomorrow's security. You're choosing real security over manufactured convenience. Make the process irreversible by increasing your investment contributions annually. When you get a raise, when you pay off debt, when you find more subscription waste, funnel those gains directly into your investment accounts. Lifestyle inflation is the enemy of wealth building, but investment inflation is your path to financial freedom. Subscription blindness costs more than most people's retirement savings. While you've been unconsciously paying for services you don't use, companies have been systematically extracting the wealth that should be building your financial independence. That $30,036 annual subscription drain becomes $339 in lost retirement wealth over 30 years. But now, you have the system to stop this wealth hemorrhaging forever. The 2-Hour Audit isn't just about finding forgotten subscriptions. It's about reclaiming control over your financial future. Every dollar you redirect from subscription payments to index fund investments multiplies into generational wealth. Your next step is non-negotiable. Complete the 2-Hour Audit this weekend and immediately redirect that recovered money into automatic investments. Don't let another month pass while subscription companies steal your wealth-building years. The difference between financial stress and financial freedom often comes down to recognizing that convenience culture is designed to keep you broke. Subscribe for more systems that build real wealth instead of fake convenience, and take back control of your financial destiny.